same size on my end.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Okay, that stream just started. Boom. I got your big here. I got your big here. And I'm finna go back up in there. Bam, guys. What it is. I told y'all. I just be patient. They wasn't patient, Adrienne. They was not patient. They was sitting up there talking about, man, why we ain't start this stream yet? What we waiting on? Give us some time.
They can be really testy.
Yeah, they can, man. They can. They can be feisty, but you know, they gotta wait for somebody like this. You guys, y'all gotta wait for somebody. I had to write this. You gotta wait for somebody like this. I'm honored to welcome Adrienne Ross to the show today. Adrienne Ross is a seasoned communicator, author, columnist, and host of the Adrienne Ross Show podcast. With a background in education, she spent nearly 2 decades teaching English language. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, arts at Hudson City School District in Hudson, New York.
Yes, sir.
How you feel about them New York Knicks?
Well, I feel like I'm in a little bit of a conundrum. Like I was a Knicks fan way back in high school, and then I'm in the Midwest now, so it's sort of like the Pacers. I'm like, which way do I go? Yeah,
you can't go against home team though, baby.
I'm not in New York anymore, right? So I'm kind of.
Well, you know what they say, when in Rome. So when in Rome, but yes, I like to introduce this woman. I'm continue to introduce you, Adrienne, also author of several books, including "Push Your Way to Purpose: How to Get from Where You Are to Where You're Meant to Be." This one got me right here when I saw this. You became a John Maxwell certified speaker. That's where it got me, because I just read his 360 book on leadership for a class I'm taking. For a class I'm taking, I'm going for my PhD. So when I saw all those things, I said, man, I gotta meet her. Chocolate blast. Y'all better give it up for this woman. Cheers. I want to hear it. Yay.
No, I thank you. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you so much. And I'm glad to have this opportunity to speak with you.
You thank me. You know what? Well, you something else. Everybody told me, they was like, yo, y'all got to do a show together. I promise. It's going to be one for the ages. And you know what? It's about to be one for the ages. Last time I left off, I was talking about the fever and how I wasn't going to give up hope in them guys. I said, I'm not going to give up hope in them guys, because I don't know if y'all remember this. This team was 1-8 last season. 1-8.
Yes, sir.
So if you telling me that with this team was 2-2, when they were 2-2, everybody was ready to jump off the boat.
Yeah, no, for real.
2-3, I'm done, man. When I seen Bonner, Adrienne hit them threes, when she took the third one, I said, she thinks she like that. She thinks she like that, and then she put up there. And okay, she is like that. But then I remembered that's what they got her for.
Exactly.
She a sharpshooter, man. Y'all, Adrienne, I promise you better say something, because I'm gonna start cooking. I don't want to do it right now.
No, for real. I mean, that's why you want veterans on your team. But you also noticed that she came alive when Sophie went down, and that's something that happens a lot. That everybody's like, people in the chat, like, where's the spirit? Where's that? And then when she went down, it's like they switched on another gear, and you need that from people like Bonner. So I was really pumped. I had to jump up and run away from the computer for a minute, from the television, and just get really excited. But unfortunately, just ran out of time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They ran out of time, and it's the same mistakes that they have been making in the past couple of games. They are getting murdered in the paint. I don't care what they do. Do something about this paint play, please. Y'all need a center. Yeah, it's like the Lakers. They need a center. Y'all need a center, and you doggone show need a point guard right now.
Absolutely. And you know what? When Aaliyah Boston, that whistle was just a blowing and a blowing for her, and then there's that problem too. But yeah, you absolutely need a point guard. It's just looking bad. Trying to bring the ball up the floor, it just looks really, really bad.
With everybody, like the team as of right now, I was also saying this, they don't have an identity right now. And leadership was a big issue for the NBA. It's a huge issue because you got LeBron. He's the staple, but he's 40 and his time is up. for him, he wants to be done, but the NBA is going to squeeze every bit of juice out of you that they can.
Right.
Because they don't have anything else. Like, you don't look at the NBA and say, oh, Anthony Edwards. Oh, no, you go LeBron James, Steph Curry, and then everybody else. So now when I look at this WNBA, when you look at the FIBA team, what do people say? It's Caitlin Clark and the FIBA, like it's the Clarkettes. And,
yes.
Right. And her she's not there. So I'm like, guys, like, she's not there. This is like what happens when mom says, hey, I'm finna go to the grocery store. Y'all better not act a fool. And she go to the grocery store and come back home and the house is tore all up because they had nobody there to lead them the right way.
Right. Yeah. They built this team around Caitlin Clark. You know, I know they said around the big three, but they built this team around Caitlin Clark. Nobody would have imagined that they would be in this situation. But of course, you got to be thinking that somebody could get injured, right? It's sports. But when your whole game plan was to bring in people who could run with Caitlin, who could work, and then it falls apart, it's a tough situation.
It's,
you know,
it's the thing is, you're right. Right off top, you're right there. And that's why everybody needs to relax. Just relax, chill, right? Because the person that they built the team around is not out there on the floor. Now, granted, these are all professional basketball players, right? This is the best basketball league in the world. The best basketball players play here. You're not playing like it. And you should, because this woman wasn't there before. So when she wasn't there before, what were y'all doing? Dinking and dunking, pushing the ball in through Boston. That's what they tried to do when they brought Caitlin in there. You can't do that. Let Caitlin run the flow. But if she ain't there, hey, if that Mitchell to Boston connection or whatever works for y'all, do it. But what makes this thing not work is just they don't have a point guard. Colson is injured now, so they really don't have a point guard at all. They do not have one. We just saw Sophie go down, and she's not a point guard.
No, no, she's not. And I said I was wrong, because when we first heard that Caitlin was injured, I did a video in which I said that Sophie should run the point and not Colson. And then when they played the Mystics, I had to say, okay, I was wrong. I see why she did not have her start at the point position, because when she was in it, she couldn't handle it. She could not handle the pressure. So no, Sophie's not a point guard. Kelsey Mitchell, sure enough, not a point guard. You know, so, and Colson, I mean, she can handle the pressure and she can defend, but she can't score. So they're just in it's a bad situation. I want to point out too, and I try to say this in my chat, even when Caitlin was playing before she got injured, they didn't look like we had expected them to look even then. And so what I have said over and over and over and over again, and that is that it was going to take time for this team to gel. I don't care how many superstars you get. You're not playing on paper. You're playing on the court. And so I said, if I re-listened last night to the video I did about the survival guide for the 2025 season. And I'm telling you, so much of what I said has already come to pass. And one of the things I said you guys are going to have to do is you're going to have to take your patience pills. And I had forgotten I said that, but I said, you're going to need your patience pills, because it's going to require patience for this team to produce. Now, I'd rather have these ups and downs right now and then see them doing what they're supposed to do later on. So, you know, for those who have already thrown in the towel and talking about the coach and all this, a lot of times people are just so extremely short-sighted, and they're not looking at the whole thing. They're not looking at the big picture. So, and it's you know, what is what it is, but
you know, we're creatures, we're victims of the moment. We're still human, so we still have those emotions, and those emotions have been ramped up times 10 now. You know, we have the ultra sensitive mentality to where, we don't have her, she's not here, let's go, we're going. And it's not even that we don't have her, we got this team. It's like we got this team is not doing this, they're not doing that. But it's like you said, it's you have to keep beating a dead cat. They built a team around somebody. They got Sydney, all Sydney was supposed to do was be a game manager, while Cece took a probably 3-minute break.
Yeah.
She wasn't going to take a long break. I watched Sydney Colson in her interviews go, I don't care how many minutes they give me, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
I'm gonna make the best out of those minutes because she know what she's there for. Look, nobody freaked out more when they saw Cece had an injury than those players. I guarantee you, because they were already coming off of a big game against the Sky. They was already ramped up. They was already ramped up, and the Sky is nothing right now. Right. So that's nothing. Then you go up against the Atlanta Dream Team that I know y'all can beat. I know y'all can beat them, but the mistakes you made, you cannot do that. And you did it again, but this time people hit their layups and people hit their free throws. Now you go up against the Liberty, and I said this in a live. In order to beat the champion, you have to beat the champion. You cannot be down by any points. You're not going to get a call. You're going to get the champions of the world. You're not going to get that call. But I watched that game, and with the refs and all the discrepancies, I watched them lose by 2 points.
Yeah.
They hold on. I'm sorry. They didn't get trashed. They lost by 2 points, which means there's something to piggyback off of. But then this injury, it just makes it the train derail just a little bit more, man. Hold on, Adrienne. I want to thank El Professor real fast. El Professor. Appreciate you, my guy. El Professor came through with that 999 twice for you, boy. So you know what? You get you a double, get them back. And stop it. And do it again.
How come I don't hear it?
Appreciate you. You can't hear it?
No, I don't hear anything, and I love hearing it.
Oh, oh man. Oh, I'm sorry. I
wonder if everybody else is hearing it.
Can y'all hear it? Can y'all hear it?
No sound, John said.
No, can they hear me?
John said no sound.
What? Hold on.
Someone said I don't hear anything either. You hear us talking though, right?
Can you hear us talking though, right?
I think they hear us talking, but they don't hear the music.
Okay, you know what? I wish that everybody in this StreamYard thing go over to my YouTube channel. Because I think it gives two different, because I'm looking at this, it says 140 in here, but on my YouTube channel, it says 179. So I think that people are picked up over here, and I don't think it's getting all the audio coming from all these stream things I got over here. So do yourselves a favor. I don't mind. Y'all can leave this. It's still gonna register. They still gonna know that me and Adrienne up in here cooking. I don't even need to have StreamYard up right now. I go through something else. So do yourselves a favor. Go ahead and click out of this and go straight to my page. Go straight to Chocolati Plays.
They're talking about the lighting because your lighting is real dark. So
they can't see either? It's
hard. Well, they can't hear the music. They can hear us talking, but they can't hear the music that you were playing, and then they can hardly see you because you look the lighting is really dark.
Yeah.
So
is it dark for you too?
Yeah, it's dark.
You know what? Hold on. My guys, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't know that was happening. Let me go get an extra light, man. I get back. You know what? I ain't got to go nowhere. What am I doing? You know, it be like that sometimes. It be like that. So good.
Yeah, somebody said on your YouTube they still don't hear the music. I know with StreamYard, if I try to play something, unless I share the screen that has the music, it won't play it. So
what?
I wouldn't worry about it though.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that sucks. Well, I guess I won't be pushing no buttons no more because I can't hear none of it. I don't understand why.
You can just do the dance. You can do the dance without it.
I just do the dance. I look crazy over here dancing. Don't see no music. Wait a minute. What is he doing? I thought yesterday. What is he doing over there? Okay. So that threw us off a little bit, but I thank El Professor for coming through with the nines. So Adrienne,
yes.
What now? Since people are really jumping off ship, my whole thing was I knew that this was going to really impact not only the league, right, but this team first and foremost. The team first and foremost, because Sabrina Ionescu said that Caitlin Clark has a target on her back. I took that the wrong way when she had said that. I thought that Sabrina was kind of trying to attack her, but what she was saying is, no, I was in your position before. I had a target on my back as well, her and Kelsey Plum. So she was just, hey, look out. When you are in that position and you got people that want to come play with you, like a Sophie Cunningham and a Dewana Bond, they want to come play with Caitlin. They've said it on many occasions. Oh, you want to go over there and play with her too? All right, then you can get it too.
Yeah. Well, we saw that Kiki, the rookie, let them know that right away when she threw Sophie on the floor when Caitlin wasn't playing in that first game. So yeah, everybody, one of the things I said too is you have to understand that everybody is going to bring their A game against the Fever. Especially when you brought in the pieces you brought in, when you have the eyeballs on you that you have, because obviously that's the team everybody wants to watch. So you're going to have those, you're going to have the eyeballs on you. You're going to have the target's going to be on you. They're going to want to get up for you. And let's face it, the now you know, hashtag now you know, also kind of, I'm sure, got some people pumped up. Right. So it's weird because you would think, as I said, that the Fever were like, well, Dewana Bonner had said one time, she was just like, we haven't won anything yet. We haven't won anything yet. And so she's like, there's really no pressure. But Caitlin was more honest, I feel, or at least from her perspective, she's just like, we do understand that we are in the spotlight. You know, we do understand that there is a certain amount of pressure. And that's why coming into this game, I said, you cannot assume that, oh, goodness, they got that monkey up their back. They're going to get this game because 0-5, they haven't won. I'm like, no, because there's that pressure that they have. Like, who wants to lose to an 0-5 team?
Nobody.
And that has the potential of causing you to play really, really tight. And then the other team gets to play really free because what do they got to lose? Like, I mean, nobody's expecting anything from them, you know?
And I think that's the issue right there too, because it's still a WNBA. Sometimes those teams that lose like that, they really are still trying to win. They're really not trying to tank. They're trying to win. That the Connecticut Sun was slated to be one of the weakest teams in the WNBA this year. They literally lost their entire team, except for Marina Mabry. They lost all their stars. They lost their coach. They lost their staff. They lost everybody. I didn't expect them to do anything. So Marina Mabry, she was like, man, I'm trying to get up out of here. Natasha Cloud got over there. She was like, no, I can't stay here either. And they got a gift with her, with the Liberty. They was gift wrapped a player for me in my eyes that can complement Jaquel, because it's her and Cloud who play together, and it's Sabrina and Brianna who play together. So these teams got stronger. Like the teams at the top got stronger. The Aces swapped out one Olympian for the other. So you got to really look at Bonner is a sharpshooter. I wasn't expecting Bonner to be doing what she have to do right now. And she wasn't either, especially now that Caitlin is out. I was supposed to be in the corner shooting. When I saw her, I was like, oh my God, you can't shoot, Bonner. So what are you here for? What is going on? And then now I see, hey, give me some time, Chocolate. Give me some time, please. Just like I had to give y'all time. You have to give me time for Adrienne to come here today. Give me some time and just watch what I do. Watch what we do. I mean, we saw this team. I can only imagine 1-8. You have to be pulling your hair out at this point. Like, you really have to be jumping out of windows, throwing your TV sets on the ground. You have to be doing some crazy stuff right now. But I wouldn't do that, because I know how volatile this league is. And somebody at the top can be at the bottom like that. The Fever were on their way to the top. They should have won both those games against Atlanta. They should have won that game against the Liberty too. They should have. And I hate should haves and ifs and stuff. But they should have won those games.
And you think about it, the games that they lost, like, they lost by hardly anything at all. You know, like when they had the 2 losses at first, they had lost 2 by 3 points. And some of that was, you can thank the officials for some of it, you know. So it's you got to be able to see the long game, you know. And if you, like I said, the patient pills, if you're just if you don't have any of that in you, you're going to be extremely frustrated. And it's like I said, I've said before, I said, if your whole focus is on Caitlin Clark and not on the whole team, this is before she got injured, you're in for a really miserable season because, you know, everything's about Caitlin. Everything's about Caitlin. I understand that if you're only a fan of Caitlin, you're only a fan of Caitlin. But if that's the case, then you're going to be absolutely miserable because coaches don't come into the game and come into a team to only focus on one player.
Right.
It just doesn't.
Right.
It just doesn't work like that because that one player, no matter how good that one player is, cannot win by herself, right? And so without Caitlin, though, it becomes extra difficult, and you need time because you did not create the team with your mindset was that you were going to have Caitlin on the floor. Like, listen, the game, there were some passes that CC would have made that they just missed. Right? They just can't because she is an elite pass, period. You know, and so losing her is huge, and it's going to take them time to get it together.
You can't sit up there in one hand and say she's the best player on the planet, and then on this hand say, "Oh, her team sucks right now." She's the best player on the planet. She's what makes them better. Off top, the team won 13 games in 2023. 13 games to win, turn around and win 20. You just don't do that by changing a coach or a bench player. How somebody came in and won 7 more games than we did last season. Literally she came in and won them games. Now I say that they built the team around Caitlin for the new viewers, but Kelsey's been there for so long. So long. And they got Boston. She's Rookie of the Year 2 years ago. Then you got Caitlin, Rookie of the Year. They went and got Nylisa Smith, who is just a head case for me. You know, she's a little bit too much one-on-one, but she wasn't a bad basketball player. She wasn't a bad basketball, and she showed too much allegiance to a partner when it came to us and your job. This is your job. So you mean to tell me you're going to lose your job for your significant other? That's what you're going to do.
Which one are you talking about? Nylisa
Smith, when she was with Fever. So you got that. And remember, they had Lexi, they had Timmy, they had all these players. And then they bring Caitlin. That's like the Bulls getting Scottie Pippen. Right? It's you got your key player. Now, I'm not saying that Caitlin's Pippen. I'm saying they needed that extra piece. Caitlin was that extra piece that they needed right now to actually just get this thing going all the way. She was that one, and she's gone. Do y'all not remember when Kobe Bryant got hurt? When he tore his Achilles? What happened to the Lakers? So you said something else that really is really touching my soul. You said if you are a Caitlin fan, right? So I came to watch Caitlin play. I wasn't watching the WNBA. I had no stake in any of this. So you know what? I would be like one of the people that would come in here and be like, I don't want to watch no more because she's not playing. But I'm also from the old school, and I watch teams because I like to watch basketball, and I didn't jump off and move around like that. I'm used to seeing a scenario where that star player is not there anymore. And I come from a generation where we had, like you just said, patience.
You listen, I'm from New York, right? And so New York fans, now they can give it to you. They're gonna cheer for you and they're gonna boo you and make you feel, they're gonna do all that, but they're there the next game. They're there the next game. This is new for me. Like I was part of watching the WNBA way back in the early years. And I went away. I mean, other than catching something here and there for like 20 years, and Caitlin brought me back. It surprises me, I have to say. And I'm not people, do what you do, but I've never experienced, as a person who grew up watching sports, studying sports, playing sports, I never experienced true fans who, like 2 minutes into a game, are already saying we lost the game. That's foreign to me. To me, your fans are, they're the ones going to be cheering you on from their couch or whatever. They're the ones who believe hope against all hope. Right.
Not if they ain't lost though, Adrienne. I'm so sorry for cutting you off.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
But not if you ain't had no adversity. Not if it's been given to you. Not if you part of the participation trophy let people, you don't expect to ever lose. You don't expect to have this feeling. See, we've had these feelings before. We was taught to have these feelings, Adrienne. We was taught to have
but
feelings.
Listen, we had last year. We it's not like we losing is foreign, right? But I mean, what I'm saying is that I've never experienced like true fans like a minute into a game just be bugging out and saying it's over, I'm done. Like I've never, I just, my brain, and maybe it's the competitor in me, and maybe it's just the way that I'm wired, but I've seen too much of the game to know that it's a game of runs, right? That you can come, that 2 minutes in basketball is a long time, for example. And so I'm wired to believe that you can make the comeback. Now you're gonna have to make changes, and I'm gonna yell at the television. But I just not throwing in the towel like 1 minute into a game. That's foreign to me.
Yeah, I mean, I come from that generation of seeing people lose a lot of games, a lot of games. And you have to understand your investment, though, your investment in the team, your investment in the sport, your investment in that player. A lot of people are invested in that player. So now they see this team, and there's like, oh, we're not used to seeing losing. Caitlin was on teams that ran people out the building. Now I got to watch this. Oh, no, I can't watch this. I can't stay for this, because they know next week, they don't know for sure, but I just saw it twice. I have definitive proof twice that what I'm watching has the possibility of happening again, especially if they go against a juggernaut. I mean, they went against the Sun. So people are like, oh, my God, they went against the Sun. They can't beat the Sun either. No, they can't beat the Sun either. You cannot beat a team when you are not a team. They're not a team.
No, they're trying to like, okay, and we don't have Caitlin, now we don't have Sophie now. And you got to understand too this. Remember, so Caitlin, she did not play in the first preseason game because something was going on with her leg. So there was that. And then you got Sophie, who got injured in the last game of preseason. So she wasn't practicing either. So then she came back during the season. And then now you didn't have all your pieces together, even all your pieces practicing together. They started off with injury.
Yep. I mean, and now it looks like a devastating injury because she didn't get up on her own.
No.
You know, when she hurt her ankle against the Dream, at least she was up and running down the court. She was up and running, walking around. She was on her own power at that game. And then they just like, we're going to be careful. Let's go ahead, hold Josh. You say you're good, but we're going against the Sky. We think we can beat them. We're going against Atlanta. We think if we beat them too. So you just go ahead and take a little bit of time. Just you'll be easy. Right. And then you bring her back. And this injury that Caitlin has sustained is going to punish this team because she probably wouldn't have been in a game like that to sustain another injury to her ankle. Without Caitlin being in the lineup, then you lose Colson. You have to switch everything around. Who do you go to on your bench? You gotta go to Sophie.
Yeah.
If not for Lexi starting, Sophie would be starting. Sophie would start over Bonner. But Lexi was there, and she's used to this lineup right now. So if they ever want to get into that run and gun type of play, they have the right players on the court. Right. This motion offense that they were running with Caitlin. I'm like, do what you do. But eventually do like Coach Sides did and figure it out that this is not going to work for y'all in the long run. It might work against a certain team, but it's not going to work when, for one, that is Caitlin's style of play. Play to the strengths of your star.
Right.
Otherwise, what do you have him for? That's like Travis Hunter, right? The football player, Travis Hunter.
I don't know.
Okay, that's cool. They know who. Okay, Travis Hunter plays offense and defense, and he played every single play in college, right? He's great as a defensive back, and he's great as a receiver. So if anybody was going to pick him in the NFL, you better use him for both of those purposes. Otherwise, what are you picking him for? What are you going to pick him? So Caitlin is a run and gun type of player. I will smoke you
Right.
I will smoke you.
Absolutely.
I watched that woman smoke people out there on that court. And you want to
Yeah.
ask me why I'm watching female basketball? Because I'm watching her play. I'm watching her play just like I watch these dudes play. Uh-oh, man. Uh-oh. That might can't hear it. Y'all might can't hear it, but somebody might can hear it. Man, give me a break. That woman is everything right now for this sport that they asked for, but they didn't want it from her. And they get this one, and they don't know how to handle it. So you know what? Fine. Be how y'all are. But on this team, we need you, baby. We don't care about how they saying. I want to come play with you. So we all going to line up and we're going to rock with you. We got injuries. It's the beginning of the season. We got a brand new coach, man. We got a brand new system. We got a lot of brand new everything. And I watched this team struggle. I watched them struggle and go 1-8. I watched Coach Size finally say, you know what, Kaylin, maybe you should do your thing. Yeah. Right before. I'm talking about 2 to 3 games right before the Olympic break. They didn't get better after the Olympic. They got better right before. Now the Olympic break gave them time to work on what they started cooking. Yeah, work on what they started cooking, and then it festered, and then it blew up, and it grew into what we see. Not right now today, because that ain't what that was. None of that. What we saw at the beginning of the games after the Olympic season. They didn't have to do what they have to do right now. I was expecting real talk, Adrienne. I forgot what I was watching, but I was like, oh my God. This is Kelsey Mitchell and Sophie. Lexi's moment. Last season, when it was the fourth quarter, the games were that close, who took over? Mitchell and Lexi. They would take over when it wasn't Kaylin that turned. It was them. They turned it around with Lexi and her defense, everything. But Lexi got to do too much now. I heard somebody in your chat say that Lexi out there playing like some doo-doo, and I couldn't believe that.
What? Oh, but the people in the chat spoke up, because that's what I mean about, and I've said this to people before. That's what I mean when I say you've got to watch the whole game. Like you've got to be able to see what's going on the floor. If you think that Lexi's playing like doo-doo, are you just looking at, oh, she doesn't have 20 points? Like, do you not realize all that Lexi Hall brings to this team? And doing so much more than she did last year. She's not just standing in the left corner, putting up a 3. Yeah, she's driving. The defense is just, she does all kinds of stuff. So to say that she's doo-doo tells me that you're not paying attention to what she brings to the floor. Like,
fair weather. You're a fair weather fan, man. I've dealt with them before, and I had to realize that too. Watch this, Adrienne. Watch this. If you are a New York person, you know what it looks like to have fans root for a team. You know what it looks like. This league didn't have this before. None of this. Right. What Caitlin has brought with her, and I hate how people take this. Like even my wife sometimes when I talk about her, the league wasn't anything people want to really sit down and talk about. Adrienne, me and you are sitting down having a conversation about the WNBA. Yeah. This same time, 2 years ago, you couldn't have two people like you and me doing that. They was not doing that because I wasn't watching. So now I'm watching, and I told people why I'm watching. I'm watching because of Kaylin. And then you know what I saw? I saw Asia Wilson play. I saw Enrique play. I seen Enrique play in person. I went to the game when they played Dallas, and that was a great game. I was like, oh my God, they have potential. I like, oh my God, they have potential. And the person that showed me they have potential, they hate her. It's like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all? It's the crab in the barrel mentality. Shout out to my boy Independent Aquaman, because we talked about this before. It's the crab in the barrel mentality. I gotta be first. You see Asia's commercial. Can't take my spot. I'm here. I'm finna do this first. I'm finna get my shoe. You're not finna get your shoe first. This me. Me. That's how they are. It's me. Kelsey Plum is one of my favorite players, but I watched Kelsey Plum say, we trying to get paid. We need more money. And then I turn around and hear them say, oh, this is not about the money. We're trying to show y'all that we've been good for this long, and no one person made this like this. We know this. Y'all got it construed. No, we don't got it misconstrued. When I sit up there and I see a rookie and an Angel Reese having a conversation with a DJ Carrington, who, by the way, just got most improved player in the WNBA. So before you did that, you obviously was doo-doo. You was doo-doo before you got most improved player in the WNBA. And you going to sit up there talking about y'all want to have a sit-out. Y'all ain't going to play. We got all the leverage. You got all the leverage, Angel Reese. Why come Angel, why come Caitlyn, when she ain't playing, she can't play, not gonna play when they play against y'all in Chicago? How come y'all tickets plummet 71% in price for the tickets? Oh, but they come to see me too.
Yeah.
What the you look at me.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I mean, Caitlyn, did I hear someone say it that not having Caitlyn before reminds people of why they didn't watch before?
Facts.
Now, I'm on record as saying this. There have always been, always been great players in the WNBA. I think, and I, I'm back from the Houston Comets, the Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, Tina Thompson 4 championship day, right? Kim Surratt. So there have always been great players in the WNBA. And what I have always said is that if you're comparing it to the men's basketball, then you're going to disagree with that statement, right? It's the same sport, women's basketball. It's the same sport, but a different game. If you can appreciate the women's game for what it is, which is more fundamentally sound than the men's game usually, because I mean, they can't play above the rim, and there are certain things that they have to be able to do because they can't rely on the height and the strength and all that kind of thing. So there have always been great players, I feel, but there wasn't Caitlyn brings the extra something, a whole lot of it, that makes people want to watch. Not everybody want to do. Some people that they don't want to watch the WNBA, and I stopped watching for years. Right. Caitlyn brought me back because she is so exciting to watch.
You know what? I couldn't wait for this because this is one of the questions I really wanted to ask you, because I've had people come at me, and I'm a black man. I've had people come at me and be like, "Oh, you're just watching her because she's white." And I watch you watching. I just heard you say how you feel about watching her. So how do you feel about somebody that would say something like that? Like, what do you even think that will come from?
That you're only watching her because she's white?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Someone just put in the chat and said, just because they're great doesn't mean you have to watch. There's no disagreement. I didn't say you should be watching. What I said was that I hadn't watched for almost 20 years consistently either. Right. So I ain't telling nobody what to do. Watch, don't watch, whatever. The point is that Caitlyn brings something to the game. Now, do I believe that there are people, to answer your question, do I believe that there are people who tuned in to watch Caitlyn because she wasn't the stereotypical player? Yeah, I do believe that. I believe that there are people who are like, yo, you check out this white girl, right? I do. But I'm not so foolish as to believe that anybody's going to continue to watch something that is not good and exciting and that they want to watch. So maybe they took a look at her because she was white and she was, oh my goodness, this is an anomaly. But nobody's staying and watching just because she's white. They're watching because she brings, like I said, if she was a scrub, then maybe you would have an argument. Oh, they're only watching her because she's white. But number one, there are other white players in the WNBA.
Yeah.
Brianna Stewart isn't getting people like that because she's white, right? Kelsey Plum's not getting people because Caitlyn is different. Caitlyn is, to use Stephen A's word, special. Right? She's special. And she is. And so maybe you tuned in because she was white and wanted to check it out, but you ain't staying. There's too many other things to do in this world. There's too many other things pulling on our time and our attention. Nobody's tuning in because she's not all that. She is all that.
Right.
So saying because she's, as a black woman, I'm watching her because she's white, that makes no sense.
Yeah, see, that's all I want to hear is a black woman say it, because they would look at me sometimes, and El Professor was like my gang bang, he get everybody up out of there, but they look at me and be like, oh, you just saying this, and why don't you uplift these sisters and da 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 da. It's like, you don't get it. I didn't say that there was a race war between these women. The other people did. I said that, man, Caitlyn is good and Angel is not. And it sucks, right? To have somebody like, if you just one of the best, right? And you've been working to be the best. I mean, you're not going to flaunt it because you're a humble person, but there are people that do, right? You're not going to sit up here and say that person's better than me. That's why we had happen with Drake and Kendrick Lamar. You're not going to say that person's better than me. You're not going to keep saying that when I have healed as a person. And what I do is given to me by God. So you not gonna come in here and tell me that that person is better than me. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you when I go out there and take a diss track and turn it into 5 Grammys and go to the Super Bowl and go on a nationwide tour that's made more money than any nationwide tour like in the last 20 years. So you can't play with me. Don't play with me. I was like, somebody's playing with Caitlyn when they vote for Angel as one vote. One voter.
Exactly. Yeah, and like you said, we're like, oh, support the sister. Those are the racial idolaters, right? Those are the people who worship skin color. And it also is, to use that phrase, the soft bigotry of low expectations. So I'm thinking, all these people, don't say anything about Angel, don't criticize this black person, don't. And I'm like, how insulting. If that's me, I'm like, no, treat me like a professional basketball player. Right? I'm not going to pretend you're something you're not. Now, some people are just nasty, personally nasty, but I'm talking about, if we're talking about basketball skills, or if we're talking about even how you present yourself and you carry yourself, I'm not looking at you any different and treating you any different. And I got to pretend what's not true is true because you're black. That's only that. There are people who I'm changing the subject slightly here, but the whole thing right now with Caitlin Clark holding the assistant coach's child, the baby, all the conversations about she's got a prop. She had to pick a black baby or mixed baby as a prop. And I'm like, what? You guys have problems. You're trying to call Caitlyn racist and saying that, oh, she's just picking up this black baby so people will think she's not racist. I mean, I saw some stuff that's all over the place today. I had to turn it off because it really hurts me to my stomach, because what it says is that when you look at that baby, all you see is a black baby. You don't see value. You don't see a human. You just see his skin color. And because you do that, you project that on Caitlyn and think that she's like, oh, let me find a black kid to pick up and carry around. That's your problem, not Caitlyn's problem.
They see opportunity because we live in a media-driven world. Real fast, Quick Wilkes? I do criticize Caitlyn. You must be new to this channel. You must be new. I criticize the heck out of her. But even that right there, you see that? Even that right there, that just threw me off. What was I just saying? She just threw me off.
I was talking about the racial thing. I don't remember.
Oh my God, you did it quick. She got me El Professor. That's why I told you I hate reading the chat when I'm cooking. That's why I can't stand reading the chat when I'm cooking, because things like that.
It'll get you.
Oh man, that was it's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. I promise you, it's gonna be one of the best things ever heard on the planet. But
I believe you. And
that's why it didn't go. That's why I didn't go. But it'll come back, because if it's special, it'll come back.
It'll come back. Don't worry about it.
It'll definitely come back. But I know what it was. Opportunity. We live in a media-driven world. I told you I was going to come back. We live in a media-driven world where everybody's trying to get their 15 seconds of fame. And once they get their 15, they're getting 30. They're getting 45. They're getting 60. Yeah. Once they get to 60, you watch me for a whole minute. I can say or do anything and keep your attention for a minute. You know how hard it is to keep somebody's attention for 15 seconds? You know it takes 22 seconds to register a view on a YouTube video? 22 seconds. All you got to do is watch it for 22 seconds as a view. That's it. You can't keep a person's attention span that long. And if you can, you have succeeded at something that all these people are trying to do. Influence. Right. And you know what? Pain and hurt and drama sells. So when they see Caitlyn with a baby, and then they go, a black baby, and I'm looking at them, because I hate when things mess with my peace. Right. I don't even understand what they're trying to say anymore. And I really don't. Like, what if it's crazy, because I'm seeing what you are talking about. I saw her she was holding a baby. Yeah.
The assistant coaches. Yeah.
So it's like, you're holding a baby. You mean so
they say she's holding, and then they said, one person even said a black-ish. So this is just a black-ish. So in other words, you're not even holding a real black baby. So, like, totally, and saying that, after your whole fan base has been considered racist, then you're gonna try to grab up a black baby.
So now
It
you
is
gotta.
ridiculous. And I reject the people who say it's the race baiting on all sides. No, it's not race baiting on all sides. Caitlyn was picking up a baby. It's not on all sides. It's on the side of the person who's going to use that baby because all they see is skin color. They need deliverance.
Right.
But anyway, that's all they see. And when you only see race, you assume that other people say the same thing. You're constantly thinking it's about race with somebody else because your own heart is a problem.
Your own. You hit it right on the head. You telling me right now you got a problem with interracial relationships. One, because how you think they got that baby that look like that? Let's go there, because I already told you I didn't see that when I saw that picture. You did. So since you saw that, how about we sit down and have a conversation about why you saw that? Because I'm trying to tell you something right now. I didn't. So since I didn't, you know what that means? You have a very different perspective than I do on life. I told my friend, these new guys gonna get this one. It's gonna be lovely. Watch this. I have a friend named Michael Green. Shout out to Kel. We were having a conversation one day, and we come from way different background, but we came from the same background. If you understand what I'm saying. I went and got my degree, my education, everything right there. My boy doing his thing. Just put it like that. We were talking one day, and I told him, because he told me sometimes you just got to see things different than somebody else. He said you just got to have a different perspective. So I said, okay, what is perspective? Like, how can we talk about, like, how can you show me perspective? Right? And he was like, I don't know. I said, look, this is how I can show you perspective. I put a 6 on the ground. Right. And I said, look at that 6 right there. Now, what does it look like to you? He said, that's a 9. I said, that's a 6. He said, no, it's a 9. I said, oh, for real? I went on his side and looked down and said, oh, that is a 9. Now come over here with me and look down right now and see what you see. 6. We have to understand that what we see is the reverse of what we're supposed to be living with. They keep all that nonsense up, that drama. I just want to talk about CC go out there and play basketball. I didn't know I was going to step into this mess.
Exactly. For real.
What are we talking about? I said, I watched this woman. Here's your answer for your question. CC plays basketball like Steph Curry. A lot of males watch male basketball because they are good. Good. Even a sorriest person is good. It's not what they had to watch over in the WNBA. So you telling me that there's somebody that played like Steph Curry?
Right.
And it's a woman. And then when I go over there and I watch her play, she played like Steph Curry. You done lost your damn mind if you go sit there and try to tell me that I came over here for any other reason that this girl can play basketball. And it hurts my spirit when stupid people sit up there and go, she don't deserve to get nothing. She right. She don't deserve. She earned it. She earned to be an MVP conversation. She earned the Rookie of the Year. Should have got all them damn votes. She earned all those records. She is doing something that nobody in the WNBA has ever done before, and they mad because they ain't doing it first. Chocolate Blast. And now they want to put on it, oh, she's white. What did they say before, Adrienne? What did they say before? She ain't going to be good enough to make it in the WNBA.
Exactly.
She don't got the skill set.
Right.
Oh, no. Look at how her team is terrible. Oh, look at Angel. She's double doubles. Then Monica Minut says, you know what? The definitive Rookie of the Year is Angel because her team is winning and she's playing better and she got those doggone double doubles. Caitlyn goes out there and start balling, turning it around. Oh, Angel still got those double doubles. Angel stopped the double doubles. Caitlyn gets a triple double. Listen, it's going to come down to who got the better team, who got the best record, right? Because that's the most impact. What happens when Caitlyn has the better team? Then they start screaming out the racist card. Y'all watching
always moving it. Always moving.
You got to keep moving the goalposts. It don't work with me. It don't work. That's why we here right now. That's why we here right now, and it's going to be very hard for somebody to get me to have a conversation with them if they're not trying to have a conversation. Right. We're having a conversation right now.
Exactly.
I'm not, what we talking about? You cannot sit there on a hard part of your behind and tell me that you really believe with your own eyeballs that you are seeing a Angel Reese play better than Caitlin Clark last season. No.
And it wasn't about basketball, right? It wasn't about basketball. And even now, it is so difficult to tune in and watch a game. Are you listening to these announcers when Angel Reese is playing?
Yes, I am.
I had to turn the thing down because it's a constant push. Everything, it's like everything is so hyperbolic. It's this whole, and I don't know why they feel the need to do that, but I know it's connected to Caitlin Clark. That they constantly have to overdo and soup up and all this stuff. And I'm like, this is ridiculous and it's painful to watch. It's such pandering is what it is.
That's what it is. And they straight up, it's pandering. You know what Angel said? And she wasn't lying. But she was wrong when it came down to the amount of people that it was. People did come watch her play. They did. I ain't never seen no damn Sweetie and no Kim Kardashian. Them. I ain't never seen none of these celebrities at a damn basketball game before that wasn't had no men in it. I seen them. I ain't never seen them before. But you got Kim Kardashian there trying to show off her scam stuff, and Lotto just trying to go. She had an album coming out, but you still wasn't getting them there. She brought in the celebrity status. That's exactly what presidents do or presidential candidates do when they try to get the black vote. They sit up there and they go find rappers and all this other stuff to go pardon and all this other crazy stuff. I don't care about you pardon this. You're gonna pardon somebody who has weapons of mass destruction. I'm gonna pardon this man. He was gonna do dirt. He was gonna do dirty. But I know that he's tapped into the youth. I know he's tapped into that mindset. So I'm gonna go get their vote. And you know why he did that, or why any of them do that? Because they know that somebody like me at my age right now is over there saying, man, my vote don't matter anyway. So they not looking at me to give me the vote. Because they know I'm saying that. All my friends say that. Every last one of them. If I'm from the hood, I'm from the hood. They tell me I don't vote. What do you need to vote for? No president ever helped me. So I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to who? Who they talking to? The ones that just got money. Talking to the ones that got money. You saw people who don't want to go to work no more because they've been given an opportunity that nobody's ever gotten from our opportunity, our race, or what we do. They have resources and time, stimulus checks, and they ain't got to go to work. I'm going to give you money and you ain't got to go to work. Oh my God.
Yeah,
this is the one. This is the one.
Yeah, that's the deception.
Yeah, you can't. And I had to see it. I had to see it. Adrienne, I want to share this with you. I had to see it. In 2020, when I had my awakening, I wrote the date down. I wrote the date down when I had my awakening, when I heard God speak. When I heard God speak, right? And I have to tell you off air what it sounded like when I heard it, because people up in here gonna be like, oh, what? When I heard God speak to me and tell me exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, exactly what I see. And here's the thing. Once I saw it and I said, okay, I'm cool with it, I couldn't give it back. And when I tell you, it was one of the most hurtful times of my life. From 2020, damn near all the way into now, because I'm still seeing different things. I'm still seeing it different. And it's crazy when I have a conversation with somebody who is not even trying to see it that way. Like, it's not like that, guys. I'm telling you, wake up. And I told my partner Quez, I told him in 2020, they're going to take the word woke and hashtag it. So when somebody who really mean it, you ain't going to take them seriously. Woke ain't what these people is that y'all see with this agenda spread and stuff. You know what it means to be awake? It's mean to be aware of yourself. And that's a distraction from me being my best me. I can't be my best me if I'm watching all that nonsense out there. I can't do it. I can't make it. So when they show you Gail and freaking Katy Perry in a dang capsule going out of space, and they go, what they distracted y'all from? Oh, they distracted y'all from tariffs. Do you know Donald Trump? I don't know Donald Trump. I can't call Donald Trump and say, hey, Donald Trump, I need you to stop them tariffs because they really hurt my pocket. No, I can't. You know what I can do? I can thank God that I woke up this morning. I can thank God I woke up this morning, open up my window, look outside and see the sun shining, birds chirping. I have life. God has given me that. And the devil is trying to distract you from being your best shoe. Chocolate blast, if you can hear it.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah.
If you can, the devil is trying to distract you. The devil, look, guys, what do you think the devil look like? The devil is cute. The devil is beautiful. What? You're not go holler at no ugly person. You ain't gonna holler at nobody ugly. The devil is sexy, like chocolate. The devil is sexy. When you see the devil, I swear, you want to hold the devil. That's why I say dance with the devil. You're not going to dance with no monster. We can see it. I see what that devil look like that you dancing with. And you about to take that devil home with you. I don't do that. You don't have no airplay over here. That's why I couldn't speak to nobody that's gonna come at me any kind of way that's gonna tell me other than this girl being a good basketball player. That is it.
Yeah. They try to place upon you what's upon them, right? Yes. Great basketball player. Absolutely. And another thing that causes people to be drawn to Caitlin is how she carries herself off the court, how she handles herself before the media. That those are pluses to the game that she brings. And so a rising tide lifts all boats, as they say. But for some, as I said before, early in the season last year, is that some people would rather go back to basic obscurity than have Caitlin Clark be the one who is moving the needle. And that's a sad state.
It's come on, Adrienne. It's just they delusional. You really got to think about this when we say this word, because I don't think people are thinking about it this way. When I say somebody's delusional, go get your dictionary and read the description of a delusional person. Go read it. And then after you read it, I want you to look at the person that you attaching that damn name to. Because you have to understand what you're dealing with. 48 Laws of Power says understand who you're dealing with. If you have ever read the 48 Laws of Power, you are a very wise person. It tells you what you see. I know what I'm dealing with when I'm dealing with the WNBA. That's why I left it before. You and me are similar. I watched it back in the day. I'm from Houston, Texas. I watched the championships. And you know what happened, guys? I moved away and went to college, and I had to start working on me. It was very hard. I told y'all my story about me being homeless as a freshman. I ain't got no time to be watching no damn WNBA. I'm homeless. So I don't care about that. And I ain't never watch it again. Never. We talking about a sport that's been around for 28 years. You mean to tell me it took y'all almost 30 years to finally get y'all superstar and you don't know what to do with it? That's what we're seeing right now. 28 years. Because I'm going back. And I don't care who anybody tell me. No Maya Moores, no Dinosaur Taurasi's, no none of them people. Just don't surprise me. You want to know why? Because I saw a woman dunk before. That's not going to make the sport better for me. I saw Candace Parker dunk. I saw Lisa Leslie dunk the first time. It's not going to make it better for me. That's a rim grazer. If you ever play 2K, you don't got no VC, that's a damn rim grazer in a brown shirt. You know what? You don't want to be a rim grazer. You want to see the most entertaining thing. So if I'm paying my money, it better be the most entertaining thing, because we got people that spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on video games now to make their characters better. And you mean to tell me I'm going to spend my time on this sport that's not going to make something better that I like to do? I like to do that. I don't like to sit there and waste my time on this. I can watch the NBA where I know what I'm going to get myself into. I know who the athletes are. I don't know who these women is. And then I finally see somebody who bring me over there. And not only does she bring me over there, she brought luggage with her. She brought a Rakia Jackson, who's not only cute, because I said that too. These women look like something now. They wasn't looking like this before. The men already. Cameron, the rapper, was like, man, if you look good, I'm paying all your fines. He's like, I'm paying all y'all fines in the WNBA if y'all ever get in trouble. That's what he said. So we got people that wasn't even watching this before. Look at him. He watching it now because of Rakia Jackson. Cameron Brink can quit the damn WNBA right now and go be a supermodel. With her height, her build, her face, they don't need. Caitlin make $11 million a damn year. She don't. Look, listen, the most before now, I ain't gonna tell you how much I make now. The most I ever made before now, right, was like $40,000 a year. $40,000. You mean to tell me I'm gonna go from 40,000? I'm 44 years old. I'm living right now peacefully. And before I was living peacefully. You finna give me $11 million? I could get that one time. You finna give me $11 million a year? I can get that $11 million one time and live for however long God sees fit for me to be here. 40, I don't care. That's why I was like, y'all can't get Kelly with no $1 million for Unrivaled. I got money already. I was in NIL. Why you think you ain't got Olivia Miles and Tania Laston right now? Why you think you don't got Flage? They said the WNBA is volatile. I'm not going over to go sign no 5-year WNBA rookie contract. And when I know you're going to go to the collective bargaining agreement, y'all can get $200,000 and being a rookie. No way. We know this. and I say it so many times, but people who we keep delusional, they don't see it that way. It's going to be rah, rah, rah. She's white, rah, rah, rah. Yeah. Why is she over? Rah, rah, rah. I don't care, because they had many black players and many white players before her, and none of them kept me watching. I was gone. I heard she played like him. I came over to watch her play in college. I watched her play like him. And it was great. It's one of the greatest things I'd seen a woman do, playing basketball, because she was just like Asia. People don't listen to this. They get mad. Asia is a great basketball player. True. Phenomenal. And the league started getting better with her. It started getting better. So they want to attribute everything that happened to her. They made her the face. She's the face. They're going to fight that to the end. They're going to fight it to the end. I don't care about what they say and how they feel. You want to know why? Because I'm still watching Caitlin. I still got my Caitlin Clark. I still got my Caitlin Clark shirts. I didn't went to the Caitlin Clark basketball games. I'm gonna make it my effort to go, because I want to go to one in Indiana, and I want to go to the one that's gonna be in Dallas. I'm gonna go to both of those games and support her again, because that's what fans do.
That's what they.
You can't look. If I'm a fan of this person, you can't get mad because you're a fan of another person. I don't talk about them when I do talk about them.
That's where we are right now, though. You know, I literally was telling someone when I was on with Combos, when Combos with Carter was on my show, I was saying how, I mean, I actually have experienced a threat. Like we're already organizing. We're coming after you. We told you to stop talking about Angel. You're bullying her online. We're coming. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Now, when you talk about being back in the day in the WNBA, when I was cheering for Cheryl Swoops, Cynthia Cooper, Tina Thompson, I never was like, oh, I'm cheering for the black ladies. It didn't even cross my mind. I was watching the WNBA. You know, I was watching basketball, and the Houston Comets in particular, because they played, they weren't Caitlin Clark, but the first time I ever turned on the television and I saw Kim Perrott pushing the ball up the floor, the speed which she was pushing the ball, the fast-paced game is what drew me. I don't care if she was white, black, or otherwise. This is sports. But this league, I think, kind of draws that kind of stuff in, because this is an activist league. I mean, and they pride themselves on being activists, and they would rather implement things regardless of what the fan base wants to see, because more than being a basketball league, they want to be an activist league.
Can I ask you something, Adrienne? Because I say this a lot from a man's perspective. And I always want to say it and have a woman hear it, because I think a lot of people forget this one thing. We're watching women's basketball. And I think a lot of people don't realize what women have been through for years, right? For years. All the things that put them down, and they couldn't vote. They didn't have bank accounts, all these things, right? And then I start thinking with my logical mind now. We don't live in those times. I even say this. You guys have already won. When they have a slogan for Nike that says, if you can't win, then win, I say you've already won. You won because you got a young man by the name of Carter, Combos with Carter, talking about women's basketball. And we were not, and he's black. We were not talking about you guys. That man said his daddy, I listened to y'all show, his daddy, who's a middle-aged man. I was like, damn, he could be my son. Carter could be my son. I got to have a conversation with him, because there's something I want to tell that man that I need for him to hear. But he telling his daddy, it's like, I don't watch no WNBA, but I know about Caitlin Clark. That girl cold. We know about her based off of the fact that she can play basketball. We're talking about basketball, and we talk about women trying to be activists. We ain't trying to be activists. We come to watch basketball. So when people come over there, and if you have a Caitlin Clark who doesn't buy into all of the ideals that they represent, you are against us. That's how they feel. You against us. We don't want you. We don't need you. I've heard them say so many times, we don't need these new fans. How in the hell are you expecting to get any more money if you don't have any new fans?
Because that's not the priority. This is what I was saying at the beginning of last season when I said that this league, they would rather go back to basic obscurity than that Caitlin Clark would be the face of the league. I did the video on the USA Today article written by a white woman who said that the face of the league has to be a Black person because Black people created this league. That was what they said. And so from a white woman, and that was the mindset. And a lot of people shared that mindset. But overall, whether you're talking about skin color, whether you're talking about who people sleep with, all this stuff, this league wants to make that they want to make that the center. And I've heard them say it. Was it Nneka Ogwumike one time? I've heard her say, we considered all of it, and we've decided that this is what is most important to us. So whether it's trying to tell people who to vote for and they get mad if you don't vote for who they want to vote for, whatever it is, that's their agenda. Whether it's what I understand is still being done, and that is people walking off and not being out there for the national anthem, which frankly, I said they need to stay away from that kind of stuff because it's so not cool.
Super divisive.
It's super divisive. It's so disrespectful. And they might want to have a conversation with Brittany Griner about how that works out for her.
Hey, I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran.
Thank you for your service. I appreciate you.
I'm going to tell you something. If I'm standing in formation and I decide to take a knee and I don't listen to my superiors, I can get sent to jail. I get fined for doing these things, right? Because I don't look at what they doing, because protest, to me, how they do it is very ignorant, because you're not even saying what you want. You acting out like a child. You're acting out because you don't know how to get somebody's attention. Or if you're gonna listen to me, I'm gonna just sit down. Maybe you'll see me now. I don't see you because you're sitting down. I'm still looking straight ahead. Don't care about
what are they protesting?
I have no doubt. Oh, you know what? They said that they protesting for the collective bargaining agreement thing or something like that. That's what they said they protested. But when I went to the damn game in Dallas, this is why I got an issue with Colin Kaepernick thing too. I went to the game in Dallas. The Dallas Wings, they left the floor. I saw this with my own eyes. This was before the collective bargaining agreement.
Right.
Those talks. So that ain't what you did it for.
Yeah.
Listen, Colin Kaepernick took a knee because he was pissed off that he wasn't starting. He felt he was better than the quarterback that was before him. He was just sat down. He didn't take a knee at first. He just sat down. He would just be sitting down, chilling. And they started noticing it. And it became a disrespectful thing. So a person in the military reached out to him and asked, he's like, hey, it's disrespectful to sit down during the national anthem. If anything, could you take a knee? Because that's what we do in solidarity. Because I don't care about what image a person sees for themselves now, because when I hear those songs, for me, it's different, because I have friends who died in the military. I have friends who died. So I'm not going to sit up there and look at it from another person's perspective. I'm sitting in protest because you can't get nothing done from that. If you're looking at me, I'm going to be like, hey, bro, like, yeah, he did. Take a knee, fool. Take a knee, because it's more respectful. Now, after you take a knee, why don't you tell what you're taking a knee for? Oh, I'm doing this for social justice. What the hell? What the hell, on? What the hell, Leonte? You doing this for social justice? You a lie. Why? Why would you do this during a football game? You play football. How you go from I'm a quarterback? I'm a quarterback to go and say, hey man, I'm doing it for so. No, you not. No, you not. You know what the hell you was doing. You didn't know. Your own time. He didn't know what he was doing. And then after he took that knee and talked to that man, this is for social injustice. Like, okay, explain to me what taking the damn knee is going to do. Like, what is it? What does it do, like, physically?
Yeah.
I heard the boy the Pope talk about it today. I was watching the Pope. He was talking about it being like this, and it being a standpoint and how it can really hurt them. But it's not gonna hurt them just yet, because Nobody really notices it. Now, if we start talking about it, because like no, they'll notice. Remember, I told you, I watched them last year do this. So I saw them do everything that y'all talking about right now today. I saw it already, but they're not important. Caitlyn is. So if the attention stays on her, what's going on with her, you won't see that stuff. But until you get a Adrienne Ross, who talks about it way different, because they want her to talk about it from a Black person standpoint that's looking at it as being, this is being racist. They want her to talk about it that way. They don't want her to talk about it like how me and her are talking about it right now, from a different angle. What I told y'all, perspective. To them, they steady seeing a 9. I see a 6. They steady seeing a 9. But when I come over there with them, oh, I see what y'all doing. Adrienne, you just told me a white woman told them that a Black woman should be the face of the league. Because why would a white woman be telling me what should be of something that I created? I can have anybody be what I want to be. God created all of us. You think God created us and say, hey man, I want them people over there to be the best, better than all of y'all. When all of us are living on the planet, if the planet was to just go off of its axis just a tiny little bit, we are all dead. So we are here and supposed to be together, but you keep seeing they keep trying to divide us. They keep trying to divide us.
Well, it is frustrating. It's frustrating, like you said. When I came back to the league, I thought, man, it's been so long since I've been following the league. We're about to watch some basketball. Caitlyn is in the league. Let's go. And I'm telling you, the rug was pulled out from underneath me. I never, ever expected this. Having said that, though, the majority of the players in the league, you don't really hear a whole lot of nonsense from. But it doesn't take many, right, to make the whole league feel bad, look bad.
Right.
So then we come into this season and we're all excited about this season. First game in, they start all over again with the Chicago Sky game and an investigation and that whole thing. So there is certainly drama in this league. I'm determined to have a good time regardless. And I'm gonna continue to be a fan of Caitlin Clark because nobody's gonna dictate who I root for. What is that?
They know you watching though. You know that it's like the person, it's like the scammer that keep calling them old, like keep calling people. You keep calling. You answer the phone. They like, hello. I just want to let you know that Amazon has found that you are in deficiency on credit card. We want to get your PIN code number. Like, no, I'm not gonna give you that shit. Bing, hang up in their face, right? They keep doing it until they finally get somebody. That old elderly lady is like, oh, Timmy, this is not good. Somebody's gonna wire into my bank account and take my money. She ain't gonna want that to happen. So she gonna give them everything. That's what this league. I can keep on doing this because y'all watching now. Oh, let's do a social just. Hey, we heard somebody said that it was racist people making racist noises in the stands at the Indiana game. What? That's what y'all want to talk about? I just saw Angel get her ass beat by 35 points. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about that ass beating that she got put up on her. Chocolate blast again for anybody out there can hear that. You ain't
Chocolate with the language.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Like, look, me and Sergeant had a conversation. If he up in there, thank you. Me and so he's like, man, sometimes it's like you're not trying to be offensive. It's just like it comes out, you pass. I'm like, yeah, but I was like, I don't want to do that with her. I was like, I don't want to do that. But when I get to that point, because I see different. I seen everybody talk about, and she even got a triple double coming back. They don't want you to see her being good. They want you to see this woman being good because this is the woman and the people that we are trying to like get right now. Not that one, but you don't get it. You don't get it.
Yeah.
I understand you. I know you understand. You speak. You're a speaker. You cannot get a horse to drink from a well, but you can get them to come to it. When that horse get over there, because it's a well, right? The damn horse can't drink from that well. You got to get the water for him. It's a well.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this is like I'm looking at a comment and I'm like, this is totally what we're talking about. Why do you hate Angel so much? And I'm thinking, who in the world thinks like that?
They don't.
If you're talking about if you're talking about sports and you're talking about who's a good basketball player, who's not a good basketball player, today you get, why do you hate Angel so much? What was that? And where did that come from? So people have all this other stuff in their head, in their own minds, and they're taking our conversation, and what they come away with is, why do you hate Angel so much? Is this delusional? Does this fit into the definition of being delusional?
It's simple. We deal with simple people. Simple. Yeah. I told you, you got to know who you're dealing with. Anybody coming here talking that nonsense, I told you, I got my boy El Professor, the Wild Wild West. He come out with them guns. You got to go bye-bye. You see, if we can filter out all the dummies.
It just blows my mind, because it's like, what? Like, what are you even talking about? Right? We're talking about basketball, right?
It blows my mind that it blows your mind, because these are the people, right? This is the new generation troll. Trolls used to show up at the game, spend a ton of money, come to the game, right? And yell at you, heckle you, throw stuff out there on you. They couldn't do that no more. You got kicked out the stadium. So they behind computers right now doing this stuff.
Right. True.
So you got to really know who you dealing with. And I will not give anybody my time that's trying to talk negative about what I'm talking about. So I've said this about Angel 100 times. If you know who Chocolate is, I said Angel would be a beast if she really worked on her game. A person that can get that many offensive rebounds can give her team so many more possessions and time to try to score. She's finally starting to pass the ball now. You notice that because her points are going down. She's getting the ball and she's passing it. That's good for her.
And they got the win yesterday, right? So the people I feel don't like Angel, and I don't even know why what I have said before is, you better be glad people are talking about Angel, which of course they would be. She's the second most recognizable person. She already told us it's Me Too. So obviously we're talking about Angel Reese. The people who don't like Angel Reese are the people like Teresa Weatherspoon, who did her a disservice. Instead of utilizing her to her strengths as much as she should, she was trying to beat Caitlin Clark for Rookie of the Year. And so she did her a disservice. So speaking the truth is really the people who actually recognize what Angel does well. And as I've said before, as a person who's coached the game, there's not a coach on the planet who hasn't yelled from the sidelines, please rebound the basketball. Please box out and play, and rebound. It takes a nose for the ball to rebound the basketball. Right. It takes wanting to go. You may not score. Like, you may not score tonight like you wanted to score. But my goodness, you can get out there and put a body on somebody, box out and rebound the basketball. You don't have to tell Angel Reese to do that. That's her strength. But where I feel like they hurt this game is when it became about double doubles. When you can have a 29-point game, 29 and 9 rebounds, and you don't have a double-double, and they don't want to say anything about it. But with what we heard last year was, and some this year, it's like, oh, she's got 6 points, and she gets 4 more points. Like, we're in the fourth quarter, you done shot 3 for 25, and or 2 for 25, you got 6 points. And everybody's like, if she gets a little bit more, she's get the double-double. To me, that's such a disrespect, not only to Angel Reese, but it's a disrespect to the game. The game is not supposed to be, oh, will she get it? Well, she's just 1 rebound. She's just, that's a disrespect to the game that we grew up enjoying. So some people look at us and say, man, cut it out, Teresa Weatherspoon, cut it out, announcers, and they go, that's hate. I say you don't care about Angel Reese if you don't want her to develop to her full. And it's not just about Angel Reese, whoever it is. And I do the same thing. I've had people, Chocolate, who come to me and say, I call them drive-bys. The people who don't know what the channel's about, they come driving by. Yeah. You never criticize so-and-so. I'm like, you must not be in the chat, because I'm going to call it like I see it. Yes, if I think Caitlin Clark should stop talking to the officials, I'm like, get down, back on defense, right?
Get back on defense.
So, if nothing, I'm fair. whether it's Caitlyn, whether it's Aaliyah Boston, whether it's Howard, give the ball up. Stop trying to bring the ball up the floor. That's the
What was
difference.
that?
I think that's the difference, I think, between people like us and other people. They want to prop up constantly and not say, now I'm going to call it like I see it. Am I a Caitlin Clark fan? Absolutely. I'm not even pretending I'm not.
Right.
But I'm not going to pretend what is not, and what is not is. And I feel like that's what we dealt with throughout Angel's career. And when she can cut out all the noise and just do like she did last night and play to her strengths, then it's a whole different story.
Yeah, but she have to take a step back. You see, I told my friend Al Yerperson today. I told him, I said, bro, Angel Reese is the Jake Paul and Logan Paul of WNBA. These guys were YouTube sensations who turned into fighters. One of them's in the WWE, the other one's a boxer, right? But they actually took the time to learn a craft. Like, this guy they can really box. They've had boxers say that this dude Jake Paul can really fight. This is a man who never really fought before. He turned himself into this. He was just a YouTube sensation. So you have Angel Reese, who's really, I know her from TikTok before I know her for basketball. When I asked questions before I started doing any of this, I would talk about Angel Reese. They'd be like, "Who, the TikTok dancing girl?" They would say that. So you're looking at a TikTok dancer who's playing WNBA. She's playing WNBA. She played LSU basketball. That's what she did. You look at everything that she does looks like that episode of Baddies, right? If you ever seen like Flavor Flav or Flavor of Love or any of these shows, you know the episode where they got to play a sport or do something, they just look all weird and awkward when they're doing it, he and all girly. That's what she is. She's girly. She's a girly girl out there trying to play basketball. That's why everything is awkward. It's awkward. She's not working on her talent. She's not.
Well, I think girly girls can play basketball, but
they can. But you know what? You know what I mean. I'm not trying.
But she's just more uncoordinated. But I've said before. People have said over and over again, it's too late. It's over. She can't not. And I've said I don't agree. I think the form can be corrected.
Yeah.
You know, she's young. It's early in her career. How much do you want it? I think with her, she wants everything at the same time, and that's totally in her hands. I mean, if she wants to be, not everybody's going to be a Caitlin Clark who's going to be a gym rat, who's going to live in the gym, who's thinking basketball first. Not everybody is there. You get to decide for the most part how much you want to work on it, and so you know it is what
Adrienne,
it is.
Watch this, and we can leave it at that, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right.
Yeah.
I heard Mozzie, he's a rapper from California, say, if you love me, then why would I change? Right. This guy is a blood member in a gang. Right. You know, gang members do certain things, but y'all still show love for me. So why would I change? They still show love for Angel. And I ain't talking about her fans. I don't care about nothing because I don't look at nothing that they say. I don't care about what they say. I'm talking about the WNBA that put her front and center, the media that put her front and center. If she see them doing it all the time, because she probably doesn't even, she probably got somebody that filters out this stuff no more, because she already kept talking about how she had to get off social media. It bothered her. So she's probably that one that got to hear those things about them saying that she's good and she's doing better. You keep hearing stuff like that, you're not going to change. You're not going to change anything because ain't nobody telling you to change.
That's why I said that they do her disservice.
Yes, they do.
You know,
crab in a barrel.
Yeah, I mean, I really do. I feel like they have done her disservice, and they're still doing it. If you listen to the games, they're still doing it.
Yep.
You know, and so yeah, it's been a fascinating thing to watch. You know, and meanwhile, Caitlin gets all the, you know, she gets a lot of people throwing stones and stuff and hurling accusations and. You know, and that's by design to try to call her fan base racist and things like that. It is to call her racist by extension. And that's the whole point, you know, and then to get her being self-conscious about it. Now she's got to come and speak about everything. And yes, I mean, the whole idea of issuing a statement that says we condemn racism, it's sort of like, would you stop the virtue signaling? Because if you got to tell me that you condemn racism, what are we doing here? That goes without saying. Yeah, just go play basketball. Like, just play basketball. Stop with the narrative. Stop with the agenda. Stop with the wokeness. Yes, I said it. Some people don't like when I say it, but woke people will tell you they woke, and they don't mind telling you. They wear it as a badge of honor. It's just the other people on the outside going, "Don't say that." I'm so tired of hearing people say that. I'm like, they're saying it.
If they was really woke, they wouldn't want to tell nobody that they woke.
I mean, it's just so
they
interesting.
silly. They silly and like you're right. There's just silly agenda-based, race-baiting, social activist justice league, just superheroes, super villains.
But there's hope. I mean, there's hope. And a lot of people believe that they're, old guard kind of goes out. The new folks coming in. There's hope, and for me, it's hope in Jesus. That's where the hope is, because this isn't just a league as if it's just a thing.
Yeah,
it's the people,
right?
And so when the people are I heard talk about being healed. When people are healed, then it will manifest in the league, because the league is only the people,
right?
So insecurities come out, prejudices come out, all those things come out because that's what's in people. Caitlin Clark she carries herself in a different way. It's a whole different thing. That's why I didn't want them to put on her like, okay, I got to take on the cares of the whole world. I got to apologize for who I am. I got to say I got privilege. I got to do all that stuff. It's like, Caitlin, don't fall for it, because it will never be enough.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It will never be enough. Man, you can't, Adrienne. We are where we are right now is not where we were yesterday. And what I'm talking about is any of them yesterdays. I tell people to do this. I say do 10, 5, 1 at each stage of your life. Could you right now help that person if they needed anything? And most people can. They can now. Some people can't. But if you are able to do that, then you figured it out. You figured out that we are being held back and being held down by conversations that deal with trying to divide us, because we'll never get on the same plane with each other. We were meant to meet each other. This was by God. This is ordained. This is not by coincidence. We were meant to be here doing this show because somebody in the chat right now that has heard something that we have said and is applying this to their life. Because I did this and I do this not only to talk about Caitlin Clark or basketball or football. I talk about all the sports. I am trying to bridge this gap. I'm getting my PhD in behavioral health. So I understand why people do what they do. I take myself out of, and it hurts. That's why I'm an empath, to take myself out and put myself in another person's shoes to feel their pain. Nobody wants to do this. I had a friend actually, he's like, man, bro, do you like doing that? Because I wouldn't want to do that. It ain't about what I like. It's about what I know and what I believe in. And that's just what it is. And if you can't see that, it wasn't meant for you to see it that way. You cannot see for another person. So you're not gonna stuff that we said still going over people's head. I just looked in the chat right now and saw somebody say something to somebody about hating angels, just like you told me earlier. It's just gonna keep coming back to that when we're trying to get away from that. I told people I like basketball. The NBA playoffs are great right now. If nobody's watching, it's great finally. So the WNBA was great. Yeah, I'm talking about for real. Because if it wasn't good, I would not be watching this, man. I wouldn't. And what I'm seeing right now is a terrible display of basketball because the people are missing their leader. That's all. They're missing their leader. DeWanna Bonner, she already said, DeWanna Bonner, who's been in the league for double-digit years, said that Caitlin has one of the most brilliant minds as a leader she's ever seen before. She said she's a great leader. Even Mitchell said it. Mitchell is all over. She's out of sync because she is not used to going back. She got to go back to the same role she did before Caitlin got there. With Caitlin, her game changed.
Yeah.
Now we got to add in a Bonner. Now we got to add in Natasha Howard. Natasha, I don't think people recognize this, but Natasha Howard needs the ball. If she needs the ball, that takes the ball away from Kelsey. Remember what happened to Boston last season? Boston took a step back like crazy, man, because it was Caitlin to Boston connection, Caitlin to Boston, and then after the Olympic break, it turned into Caitlin to Mitchell to Caitlin to Lexi, and Boston had to try to find her own shot, and it was tough for her to playing against a Cardosa, playing against a Asia. playing against a Nafisha Kaya. It was tough for her to play against those because they're good. They played against she played against the elites. So it took her off her game. So what we're seeing right now is the same thing happened with her. We're seeing it happen with Mitchell right now because Keith Porter came in and got that girl right. He got her right. Kelsey was in China.
Yeah.
Kelsey was in China when they was all trying to do all this stuff together. So we gotta just relax.
That's it. It's going to be fine. And I'm telling you that I think, things can be done in such dramatic fashion. I truly believe that guy has a sense of humor, and I'm gonna say he's a Fever fan. That's my story, right? But I sometimes it's like the drama is what makes it exciting. The struggle is what makes it exciting, right? So what does this say? Warning. I'm trying to see that.
You see it?
It's the lighting is bad.
I'm sorry, the warning, because if I turn the lights off, it's gonna get dark. I'm trying to.
My sense.
It says warning. My sense of humor may hurt your feelings. Right? Yes. I'm from the 80s. I'm from the 80s. Like, I'm the 1980s, guys. I'm working on. I got a special thing I'm doing. I can't tell y'all just yet. I got a special thing I'm doing, so you ain't got to worry about lighting and stuff like that no more. But my sense of humor, because I'm born in a time where we didn't mean it. It's just funny to us, man. We watch people fall down, hurt themselves, get up, like brush it off. You good?
You good?
Yeah, you're like, come
and
on,
laugh
man.
About it.
Yeah. So like this stuff is laughable that I see happen right now. You mean look, man, people got hurt. People got hurt where I'm from. And we over here looking at this and people talking about a dolphin noise. Because it's been sound like a monkey. Get out of here, dude. No, you can't. No, y'all ain't gonna hurt my spirit. You ain't gonna hurt my soul.
But I tell you what, I don't like to lose, right?
Oh, I don't either.
So that Wednesday, when I didn't see the game in real time, I had church on Wednesday night. I came home and I made sure the game when the game I knew was off, I started watching. I'm like, oh my goodness, my stomach hurts because I just don't like to lose and I don't like ugly games.
Right.
But at the same time, I know that it's early, and I believe that we're gonna the dramatic facts. Like, man, we didn't start the way we thought we were gonna start, but they're gonna get it. It's going to begin to come together, and it. What can you do? Like, sadly, Caitlin is hurt, but I don't know. When I saw her, I don't know what you thought, but when I saw her taking shots the other day in practice, not just shooting layups, not just shooting free throws, but she was shooting 3-pointers,
right.
And I said, okay, like she's not so restricted that she can't get out there and put up shots. To me, that's good news. And I know some people are like, it's a strain. It's probably going to be longer than they said. And it might be, it might be. I just want to see them. I want to see them win some games. I did a poll for the members of my for the legends and the GOAT members of my channel. It was a poll. And I said, about Caitlin being out. I said, will the team win most of their games without Caitlin, lose most of their games without Caitlin, or go 50-50? And there were only like 4 votes in this. And it was, most people think 100% of those who voted said they were going to lose most of their games. But Chocolate, do you think that they can win at all without Caitlin?
I do think they could win without Caitlin, but then they just lost 2 more players. So to piggyback off what you're saying about Caitlin Clark and her injury, she is out there shooting 3-pointers. She looks good. But at the same time, I watched the NBA that had a Tracy McGrady hurt his knee and try to come back, and he never was the same again. Same thing happened to so many of those players in the NBA. So if Caitlin is hurt, take that rest, take that time, because just because she can shoot a 3 out there, let's put her in competition and make her run, and then see how she can do. And then she's not going to be able to hold up. It's why Sophie's out right now.
Well, that's not what I mean. I don't mean that she's could come back and play. What I mean what I mean is the medical staff has not restricted her from doing that, which means that they see something on the MRI that says that doing that isn't causing more damage.
Oh yeah, no. So they're gonna let her do that, but they not gonna let her go out there and play.
Right.
It's exactly what they did with Sophie. And then you see with Sophie, they thought she could play. She got back in and she's trying to play again. Now she had to play more minutes. It's gonna put more stress on this. So Caitlin will have to come in right now and play a ton of minutes. But to answer your question though, I do not, because the they are really, really out of sync way before these injuries, way before them.
Yeah.
They had to find a rhythm. They had to find a rhythm. So finding that rhythm, because in this game they found a rhythm. So I can, you know what? Let me take that back. Let me really speak with a mind that's wrapped around this whole thing. I saw some good things at the end of this game today. Yeah, it was against the Sun, but guys, everybody played a fever like they life depend on it because they know they on national television. They know they're being seen right now. They don't want to go out there and lay a goose egg, so they're gonna go out there and get their best performance. You don't have to tank in the WNBA, guys. You don't have to tank unless you're really trying to get a page. You're right. But you just don't know if they're gonna be that one in the W. You don't know if that person. They don't know if Cooper Flagg's gonna be that one in the NBA. So they don't know who's going to be that one in the WNBA. It's best to go get a veteran who they've seen do this so much. Like that's why they went and got Bonner and Natasha Howard because they know what they've done before, especially for the Bonner because Bonner played with Stephanie White over there in Connecticut and with the Sun last year. So to take it back and to look at it, if they make the adjustments, they got to find a point guard because right now they don't have anybody who can control the floor. They don't have a primary ball handler, not a one. It's not Mitchell. Mitchell is too sporadic. She's more of an off-ball player.
Yeah, she's too herky jerky and
yes, exactly. She's
it's head down, one speed, just really.
Straight to the basket.
So wait, they don't. I'm looking at the schedule right now. The Fever doesn't play again until June 3rd. Is Tuesday the next game? Yeah,
that's a huge break.
Yeah, so wait, today is Friday, so they don't play again until June 3rd, and that's against the Mystics again. Yeah, so 3 and 4, I mean, and I'm just looking, not to get off, but I just was looking at the current games that are going on right now, and there's some battle. Minnesota is battling with Phoenix. So anyway, I don't mean to get off the.
Oh no, you're good, man. Let the people know. They got to know.
But yeah, so it's the Sparks versus the Aces, and the Sparks are up 14 in the fourth quarter, and then Minnesota and Phoenix, they got 3:39 to go, and Minnesota's only up 1 on Phoenix, and of course Minnesota's 5-0, and then Atlanta and Seattle, that's another close one in the fourth quarter. So anyway,
they hurt their league. They're hurting their league so much by putting so much talent on one team. You got the Ace over there getting beat by 14 points, and they got 4 Olympians. They have 4 people who need the ball. Asia's a person that needs the ball in their hands.
The Aces are up 14.
Oh, I thought you said the Spark was. Oh, okay.
The Sparks down. But yeah.
Well, never mind.
Yeah. No, so I might have said that wrong, but you're right though. I mean, you can have a team like this is what I'm trying to say. You can have a team of superstars, so to speak, and you still got to get out there and play. So
El Professor said to ask you about Serena Sundell.
Who?
Serena Sundell.
Who's that?
About her?
I
forgot who had picked her up and who had drafted her, but she was cut. She's one of those players who was cut, and she's supposed to be pretty good. But he asked me to ask you about her. Tiona, I see the 19 you dropped. I'm sorry if I didn't get to these chats, man. This has been a great conversation with Adrienne. Adrienne told me, she said, we can go about an hour, like maybe hour 30 minutes. Adrienne, it's been an hour and 50 minutes, man. I don't.
Oh, you've been on there longer. I've been on 137. I see.
Yeah. Well, I tell people, man, just have a conversation with me and you'll forget about time. You will forget about time, man. But he actually asked you about her. I know me and him go back and forth a lot. And I was a strong proponent to get Sedona Prince on the team because the Fever really, really need a center. But she also comes with baggage, right? She comes with baggage from the domestic violence claims. But they've been both found to be, not guilty. So I think the only way the WNBA got away with this is because during the NCAA season, like she had a terrible last game. But in the WNBA, she's perfect because she's tall. All she got to do is get the ball in the paint, turn around and score. It's just like Brittany Griner does. It's those tall players. They didn't have to be really that much skill. That's why they go get the big ones, right? The big tall ones. She could have been perfect, but she carries some weight that I feel like it's kind of like like being a hypocrite, right? Like you talk about the WNBA is supposed to be like this social activist, Justice League, whatever group, right? people that do things like that, they want equality. So they want things to be right all around. So if you want things to be right around, that means you have to forgive people. You have to forgive. I ain't say forget. You have to forgive and start working the process of moving forward. Where is y'all, right? Where is y'all's integrity or whatever you want to call it when it comes to or is it altruism? What is it? Where is that? You're just your grace where it comes to a person like Sedona Prince. Where is that? Since they want to sit there and talk about those parts of the game, and I don't see them exercising it everywhere.
Well, I don't know, but with the allegation she had, I don't blame them for not wanting.
Oh, I wouldn't get her though. I wouldn't,
Yeah.
because I understand, but at the
That's
same
what
time,
I'm
I'm talking
saying.
about how they keep talking about where this and that, and
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people don't need people want to focus on winning. They want to. They don't. All the external. Of course, in this league, there's a whole lot of external stuff. So I don't
right.
know. But I guess they're picking and choosing. But like Sarah just said in the chat, protect the locker room as best you can. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but I always found I find the Fever team to be so different than some of these other organizations. They just from the front office to the coaching staff to the players, they always just seem to handle themselves in a way that is upstanding, that makes me go, okay, I can get behind this team. Now, they are doing some woke stuff, I guess, on that Tuesday game. A lot of people are not happy about the focus on that game,
Tuesday.
that they're doing the Pride night. And
Oh,
so a lot of people are just like, can we just play basketball? Like,
yeah.
Just play basketball.
Do
So I know
pride people do a WNBA night?
I don't know. Some people said, do they do a married?
I'm
Do
just
they
being
do a?
funny.
Yeah. Some people said, do they do a straight night? I mean, like, so can we just play? So people were really surprised. I just happened to
Basketball.
catch some things. They were surprised about that, and people were just like, we just want to play. We just want to watch good basketball. Like,
Yeah.
just play basketball. So so there's that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
That's at the end of the day. That's exactly why I'm here, why I wasn't there before, is why I don't know anything. I don't know anything in the middle. They can't expect me to know anything in the middle. I would have to go back and look at it. I don't want to, because I've chose what I want to see right now. I don't want to see what was before. And they have to understand that. Cheryl Swoops has to understand that. I saw you win 4 championships before. Yay. You were before your time. You were before your time. Even Candace Parker says how she wished that she would have had a little bit more time to play in front of these kind of crowds. You guys are just before y'all times, man. It's like BlackBerry.
Candace could have kept playing.
She could come back if she want to, but I'm like, really? Does she really want to? Like, it's just too, it's too much, man. She where she is right now, she's making way more money than she would make in the WNBA, being a sports announcer on TNT. And she's about to move over to ESPN. They got jobs making tons of money, right? They don't need the WNBA. If the WNBA wasn't about to change, and even still, I would not have my daughter go into basketball like that. I mean, she could play. Yeah, you play, but I need you to have a mindset, right, on like what you want to do if this doesn't work out. You have to have, that's it for anybody, but you got to have something lined up. Because look at the Aces, not the Aces, but the Golden State Valkyrie, right? Every single one of they players they drafted, they cut them. Every one of them. Every one of them. So a person on that night is happy. Yay, I made it. I heard Cardosa say that this is generational changing money for her. So this is big for some of these people. And like, they don't get that. You're done. There's nowhere else for you to go. You go overseas. You can wait for Unrivaled to start up in about 8 more months, whenever it does.
Yeah.
It's just,
this is exactly why I said, when people start talking about, well, the players should be able to come out of college, the women players should be able to do what the men do, and that's one and done. Why do these women players have to be 22 or graduate from college before they can go in the WNBA? And
they ain't got no job.
Well, and then people come and say, people are like, well, I don't understand why you think that way. They should be able to come out early. They should be able to enter the draft. And I'm like, do you understand the percentage of players who actually do finish college and get picked up in the draft and don't make a team? It's like 40% or something like that.
It's only
So this is
38
why I
girls.
said, if you're sending your kids to these institutions they call higher learning, that's a whole different conversation. But if you're sending your kids there, then trying to have them come out early when most of them, I mean, many of them, almost most of them, don't even make it on it, don't make a roster. So trying to say, well, the men do it, let the women do it. No, the women better stay where they are.
Yes. I don't know
Because
you.
yeah, because going out
No.
early for the draft isn't working for a whole lot of people. And a whole lot of them were like shining in college.
Shining like new money, but it's a different animal. It don't have
Right.
anything to do with the style of play, because everything that Dinosaur Taurasi set up there and talked about, it did not happen for these women. It didn't have all of them. Say what they want. Angel still went over there and broke all these doggone records too for rebounds. Still, like fast as she did it. They all did these things, guys. The WNBA has been around for 28 years. You mean tell me these people coming in breaking records that have been standing for how long? Courtney Vandersloot played 400 games. 400 games. It took her
42
to 42. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, guys, please read between the lines.
This is what last year I did this video and people were like, oh my goodness, I see it. I still get comments on this video. One of the things that they despised about Caitlyn was because Diana Taurasi said there are levels to this thing. And there was some truth to what she was saying, you know, but the whole mindset was that, oh, they're about to come up against some grown women who've been playing professional basketball for a long time. Gina Auriemma, Caitlyn, you know, it's laughable that Caitlin Clark's fans think that she can be in the MVP conversation. How disrespectful. She's not strong enough. She's on the wrong team. She da. And then what did Caitlyn do? Caitlyn came in busting down records. Mm-hmm. And so what I said was that what she did was Caitlin Clark revealed that they were not all they thought they were, because they thought this league was so phenomenal that there is no way that this young woman from Iowa could come in and compete. And then she came in and competed and then some. And so now she showed, you know, that light was shining on you, not all you think you are. Now, I'm not saying that what CC does is super easy, because it's not. But I am saying that where they underestimated her, they also overestimated themselves. And she showed that out openly.
If you don't tell anybody that they're not good, they're not going to believe you. We carry the power, right, of you got 52,000 subs. I got 3,900. We carry the power to reach those masses that are willing to hear us. When we got people on a grand stage that have millions that sit there and listen to them. And I watched a Stephen A. Smith have a conversation with Shanae, right? And they were talking about the league. I heard this man say how good. He's like, they're just so good. You guys have a good league, all these things, right? He said all these things. And as soon as they switched over to another topic, when Chinny was gone, there was nobody else to defend themselves. He stops Molly and goes, well, before we go forward, I just want to let y'all know that the WNBA still with Caitlin Clark was negative $40 million in the hole. I just want you to know that. Why didn't you bring it up when y'all was having a conversation so you can start explaining that, you can start talking about this?
He's the panderer too.
Yeah. So I'm like, bro, like, you not gonna get me. So he did. You see what he did? He did this. He was able to have a conversation with her and have it flow the way he wanted to. And afterwards, he was able to get somebody out there who thinks like that too. Like, man, look at that. But he did for me because I see different. Why didn't you say this while she was out there? You're not finna get me, brother. You're not finna get me, because I heard him and Shannon Sharp talk about, hey, man, I don't want to, get them to go against me. That's why I'm sitting here with a black woman right now to see, do you feel that way? Because I'm like, yo, what you talk about to go against you? Go against you on what? The truth? Bro, listen, we dealing with you a woman. I think people don't understand the difference between a woman and a little girl. A woman, you are of the light. When you walk into a room, people straighten up. Chocolate be over here cursing, I'm so sorry, and Chocolate not going to do that in front of you because you a real woman. You see what I'm saying? Them women don't walk like real women, so nobody's going to straighten up for none of them. They all, we're physical. We're done. No. What? I straighten up when I see a real woman. You're a real woman. So that's not what you're not gonna get that out of me. You're gonna get that out of a lot of people who really see. You got a lot of suckers, a lot of simps who really be running behind people like Angel. Simps, suckers, beta males. That's what you got from that, right? No, man, I see different. I respect you because you carry yourself. You carry yourself the right way. You know, if there is a right way for what anybody believes, because that's another thing that's happening with our society, is that they don't understand that there is a right and wrong, and it's just
Right.
about
No, yeah.
there's like they don't know such thing as right
There's
and wrong.
my truth.
Yeah, what is my truth?
It's only the truth. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's only the truth. I don't care. You got two people gonna tell you a story, and one of them gonna be wrong. One of them gonna be wrong. And you know, the right person is gonna be the one who actually is in the mindset to hold themselves accountable.
Right.
You got a league of women who can't hold themselves accountable. I heard Dinosaur Taurasi say, well, you know what? Reality show didn't come to me. She didn't really, yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It was time for you to go. Just like, no offense, it was just time for you to go. That's all it was. Just time for you to go, girl. You old. You too old for this game. Like, you don't even play the same. I didn't see her play in college, right? I didn't see her play in the WNBA. So, you know, when I saw her play, the very first time I seen Caitlin Clark play the Mercury is the first time I ever in my life seen Dinosaur Taurasi play.
Wow.
Diana, that's the first time. So I don't have no assessment on her, but what I saw in that game, and in that game, I saw her get cooked by Caitlin.
Yeah.
You can't, come on, man. You the old guard. Oh, look, old guard is what we're dealing with. They not ready to go. They're not ready to let go of this thing that they've been holding on for so tight for these many years. Oh, we praise us, believe in us. We've been this already. Why don't you believe me? Please believe me. Please believe me. You know, you don't have to ask me to believe you. I watched Caitlin to believe her. Caitlin Clark did not say I play like Steph Curry. Steph Curry said Caitlin Clark played like Steph Curry.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is. I know it's got to be difficult when you have poured yourself into this league and you have wanted people to want to watch, and you know, and you can look at players and say, man, well, look at Candace Parker. Look how Candace Parker played for Coach Pat Summitt. So Tennessee. I love Tennessee. I loved Coach Summitt. So, I mean, you look at some of these players, or Cheryl Swoops, who was phenomenal. Just phenomenal to watch. Whatever you think about her, I mean, I wore the jersey, right?
Yeah.
And they were not able to move the needle. And so I do believe that I've said this before, that Caitlin is here for such a time as this. And it's timing and the goodness of God and the hard work she puts forth. This is her moment. This is it. And maybe you felt like so-and-so should have gotten the attention, but you cannot. This is the mistake that we have seen. You cannot demand that people want to watch people they don't want to watch. The more you tell them that they have to watch, that they have to know, the more they resist, right? It's got to be organic. It's got to be, I mean, I have people say that Caitlin, I've seen people say like early last season that Caitlin made them, watching her made them also notice other players they liked.
Yeah.
And not only that, and this was the one that was so profound. This is the first person who said this, and I've heard others say it since, but he said it also, when she began to break records, this person said, it made me want to know about the people whose records she broke.
That's real.
That was so real to me. Right.
Thing.
And that's why it's got to be organic. You can't say, look at us, look what we did. You have to like us. Because we laid this and we laid that. But if you will just watch Caitlin, it's through watching Caitlin. I'm like, oh, look at Nafisa Collier. Oh, look at Courtney Williams. Oh, look, right. I take note. Look at Arike. I noticed Arike, who's, she can be kind of wild, but Arike, she plays an exciting brand of basketball as well. With the handles. The handles are that's entertaining, and she's likable. I would have never known. I never would have known. And so many people have that same testimony that watching Caitlyn open up their eyes to see other people. But when that guy said to me, but not only that, but what she broke Cheryl Swoops. I remember Cheryl Swoops. I watched the game where she scored the first triple double. She got the first triple double in the history of the league. Right. I was watching that. She wasn't a rookie, but I was watching that. Right. So when you learn about Caitlyn doing it, you're like, man, there haven't been a whole lot of these triple doubles. Well, who else? Or Caitlyn and her assist record. You go back to the Sacramento Monarchs and Tisha Penicheiro, who was like the woman Jason Williams. I mean, the white Jason Williams from the Sacramento Kings back in the day, all flashy. That was Tisha Penicheiro. When Caitlyn broke the assist record, she issued a statement and was like, all love, all love. That makes somebody go, let me look at some of what she did. Right. So, but if you try to demand it, it's not going to work because people will rebel.
Yeah. Well, I may ask you this, Adrienne, have you ever just really been humbled before?
Yeah. I try to live humble, but yeah.
Like how did it feel? Right.
You in what way though? Because there are so many ways to be humbled.
I mean, like one of the times you just had to really just hold yourself accountable for something. Like you really just was like, this is how this is. And then it's like, no, it's not like that. And you're like, oh man, I just been, like you've been put in your place almost. Like, you don't have to actually just tell me the time, but like, has that ever happened to you before?
Oh, I'm sure it has. I mean, in various ways, or not even necessarily being wrong, but I've been humbled when I've had to humble myself because I did wrong, right? And I had to acknowledge that I did wrong and then humble myself and go to someone. I can remember a specific example, go to someone and say, I'm sorry, I was wrong, right? I humble myself and to do it publicly. I don't know if we're talking about the same thing, but I gotta, there are times when we are. And I've had to humble myself and go to the person and say, and in this situation, I'm thinking of because I was all out the way I said was public. I had to, and I know it was God. He don't let me get away with stuff other people get away with sometimes. And I had to say, I said, let me go say something to this person privately. And just like that, I just felt like the Lord spoke to me and said, nope, you embarrassed this person in the open. You were going to humble yourself in the open the same way you did, and have to do that. Why do you ask?
Because I want to like, how did that feel? Like before even having to do it, like just to actually having to acknowledge it that you was wrong. Like, how did it feel?
Yeah. And it's sort of like, is embarrassing the right word?
Yeah, it's
sort of like kind of embarrassing, but it's also freeing. So,
So that's what I kind of gather a little bit, we're not even a little bit, like kind of a lot when it comes to the WNBA, because we've talked about it. You said it. These records that are being broken right now, you girls have been there for a long time. They're showing you that maybe you guys wasn't as good as you guys believed you are. That's why we keep saying you're delusional. And then it goes over to them not wanting to listen. Like, you guys are not listening. Nobody's saying anything to you that's trying to hurt your feelings. I have said a lot of things that could help this league. The very first video that I ever put out talking about Caitlin Clark, in that video, I said that the WNBA needs this woman to succeed. Y'all need her, because if she does, the people that come over to watch her are going to stay and watch her and see. We have a lot. I told you, simpatico. That's me and I said my wife. But Enrique is one of those ones that every time I say anything about any woman in the WNBA, I talk about her every single time, because she's one of those ones who, instead of running her mouth, she just went out there and played the game. She's one of those ones who didn't say anything. She had no vitriol towards this woman. She just went out there when it was time to play. She played and she put her name on the map. Then she turned around and did it at the doggone All-Star game. She went out there and showed up. Caitlyn said, hey, man, I could have got that record from Sue Bird, but she was out there doing it. Let her go ahead and go play.
Absolutely.
Even if Caitlyn didn't mean that, just by Caitlyn saying it and her fans hearing her, go be like, wow,
Yeah.
Who is this woman that she did that for? Like, they don't understand. On top of that, we don't know you. We don't know you. El Professor, everybody up in there, y'all know it. When I went to the Dallas game, one of those, the taller players, she's like 6'7". She's not on the team anymore. She walked out of the tunnel right after Kelsey Mitchell. Everybody cheered for Kelsey Mitchell. And when they saw her, they didn't say anything. So she walked over and she was like, "Oh, y'all not going to cheer for me too?" And this little girl screams out, "We don't know who you are."
Oh, wow.
In that
That's
moment,
humbling.
yeah, in that moment, she could have came out there and just said, "Hey guys, I'm such and such. I want to thank y'all for coming out here to the game. We really appreciate it. We hope we can see more of y'all in the future." But instead, "Oh, you ain't," and I hate, I really do hate it sometimes. Not hate, because hate is a strong word. I dislike sometimes when a lot of the podcasters like make fun of, like, like making fun of the women, like the herky jerky stuff. And like, no, bro, like, let's keep it real. Like, the attitude is there. We know it is. I'm telling you, you don't have to do it that way.
Right.
You don't. At this point in time, present yourself. You
Right.
saw what happened. I don't know. I tell everybody all the time when I talk, I'm like, man, I bet every single one of y'all in here subscribe to Adrienne. I bet y'all, every single one of y'all are. But even if y'all not, let me make sure I introduce her, because the ones who in there watching me right now watch me. So I'm like, let me go ahead and introduce her. If y'all didn't even know who she was, I know they know who you are, but still, let's introduce her, because I'm putting you out there, right? So you can be noticed. You know, this is our space.
Right.
This is our niche community, right? And it's a community of people who actually love to talk to each other. I watch the people in your chat just go back and forth, and have, you wouldn't even, your thing was rolling so fast you couldn't have got to them, so they talking to each other.
Right.
They don't mind, and that's what I'm looking. Look, guys, when I'm up here talking, it's cool to come and talk to y'all and see what y'all say. But like, honestly, I want to get this thing out there so we can get it going. Like, we having a great conversation right now. I'm talking about super fire, super, and it's for the people to hear.
Yes.
It's for them to hear. And I'm like, when I tell you, I am so thankful. I'm so thankful that you even answered the email. I told the people up in there, I say, man, I'm gonna get with Adrienne. Y'all just watch. No, you're not chocolate. You keep on talking about it. You ain't done it yet. I'm like, come on, man, just give me some time. They don't understand. Like, we have lives.
Right.
I want to give. Trust me, I want to give y'all content every single day, all day. Y'all know Chocolate, when he get a microphone, he can go all night long. I'll go for 5 hours on this thing. I done it twice. World records on this thing, man. I can talk all night, because what I got to say is the truth.
Yes.
Not my truth, not they truth.
Yeah, right. The truth. Well, truth, listen, babe. I appreciate it. I'm running out of steam too right now, but I appreciate it. I know you can go. That's why I said to you, I was like, I know you can go on and on. That's why I was saying that email, but no, I appreciate it. I appreciate the invitation to come on, and everybody who's in the chat, and all that you do, because you're right. You just be. I love it. Let him cook.
Yeah, I wish everybody could. So
I wish we could hear. I wish we could hear that sound.
It's okay. I'm gonna have to work on it so we can get it. I mean, this is my first time using the StreamYard app. Yeah, so I gotta work with it. But I mean, it's all good. El Professor said that we need to do a weekly show.
Oh, everybody always says that, and I'm just like, it's so hard for me to schedule something like that. My schedule is so wild.
Yeah.
But I love that that's what people want to see, for sure.
Yeah, but they ready. I look, when I asked y'all that question about the traditional superstars, right? It goes along with traditional media. A lot of people don't want to continue to hear those things that divide us. They like, I do morning shows because I know that somebody's going to be up in the morning that don't want to hear the other nonsense. But I had to get to a point where I could do a morning show, do an evening show, do an afternoon show. And those times are coming, because I know that people, that's why I started working more into the live streams, because it's more of a engagement, like how I would engage if I was watching the first take. But I put the let them cook on there. So y'all gonna have to get it to a point so I can't keep answering all of y'all. I'm sorry. Send a chat, super chat, something like that. Get you, I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to have to do that. If you want to do it on your own, it's fine. Sometimes I get to it and go through. But when Chocolate, I knew, I was like, man, I felt it in my spirit. I was sitting outside. I was like, I can't wait to get on this thing. And I would have loved to have those girls won. Y'all would have, if those girls would have
Oh my
won,
goodness.
boy, I would
Yeah.
have been going crazy. But it's all
Yeah.
good. This is
I know.
enough.
It was kind of like a gut punch, and I was like, "Oh, we got to do this." It would have been, yeah, man. I wanted that
Yeah,
win so much,
yeah.
but yeah,
But
no, I hear you. I hear
yeah,
you. So
but we didn't see them. So I also put, I was like, you know what? I don't want to talk about this in a negative way because I mean,
right,
it of course things could be worse in life. I have to bring out the positives and pray that this coach does. I can't hope because hope you pay your rent, hope your lights
yeah,
don't go off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna pray for these people that y'all get it together because y'all gonna have to go out there and go get you another point guard right now. Right now, y'all gave up a center. Y'all gave up 50 plus points in the paint again. Again. Do you
yeah,
know that they had 0 transition points in their last game? Not this
yeah.
one.
They had 0,
0.
0, and they gave up
How?
48 points in the paint. They gave up. Yeah, for
48
48
points.
and 0 transition points. Right. I mean, they had some they were looking for, but in my video, I said it was funny because I think it was Mitchell who tried to pass the ball ahead. Tried to pass the ball ahead on the break, and I said, "Man, it looked like to me like that pass had a battery in it, and the battery died mid-flight." I was just like, it just couldn't do it because Caitlin,
Yeah.
she just puts it
Yeah.
on there.
She
But
ain't
I
Kaylin.
want to say this, and then I do have to go. But
I understand.
I just wanted to say this. I'm on record as saying I believe this team is going to be okay.
I am
Right?
too.
I'm
I
not
am
going
too.
nowhere. So when you said that positive, there are people like, I'm not watching another game. I'm not somebody said during the combos with Carter collab I did, I hope the Fever loses every game. And I said, I can't wrap my brain around that. You're a fan,
Yeah.
so-called fan of Caitlin Clark, but you wishing her team loses every game. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
As I said before, people needed to take their patience pills. And I said that even before the season started, because it's going to take time. And now with the injuries and all that, it's going to take time. But we should be patient. And I'm continuing to believe for this team. That's where I stand
Yes,
on it.
ma'am.
I'm on record saying it.
You and me both. So when we ever talk again, I already know what the conversation is gonna be about. I already know what it's gonna be like, guys. I mean, you heard I'm open. Yeah, I'm open because I'm a retired veteran. I do some overnight work Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, so that take me out the loop. I'm in the process of not having to do that anymore, man. So I'm keeping that going.
Yeah.
This was good.
Yeah.
The people in the chat talking about, man, this was better than the actual games. Like, y'all doing better than the game commentary, and it is, man. Like, I feel like I've known you all my life and just met you.
Somebody said too that earlier on that they're talking like they've been friends forever. So
Hey, come on, man. Hey, what I tell y'all in the chat, I tell my chat all the time. I was like, look, if you end up speaking to me for 45 minutes, you're gonna forget about everything you're supposed to been doing. I guarantee anybody, because I'm on a different wavelength right now. I'm on a different. I told him one of my stories yesterday, Adrienne. I mean, were you in the building when I told the story? I had to tell him a story that really had to I really had to be humbled. Really had to be humbled in front of hundreds of people, thousands of people, lots of people. Really had to really humble myself, man. And it happened more than once.
Yeah.
The first time it happened, it was like, man, why did that happen? Because I didn't feel like I was doing anything. Like you, I didn't feel like I was doing anything. I was like, I thought I was doing the right thing. And but I was. I had to still had to be humble. It don't matter. And then when I wasn't doing the right thing, you still got to be humbled. So it's like, you need to know throughout your life, no matter what it is, you gonna have to come see me. That's when I talk to God, like God is like, you gonna have to come see me. When you do these things that you do, you still got to come see me. And let's see if you really want this. I asked for a lot of things. And the things I asked for, they come with something. I got to work. So when I go to work, I'm going to put myself into the danger zone. I am in a burning building right now, and the exit is over there. Do you want to survive? Go ahead and get out. But you got to go through the fire. You're going to get burnt a little bit. You're going to, you know what I'm saying, brush it off though, but keep going. And if you sit in that fire, you're going to die.
Yeah.
You can move out that corner, and if you get in the middle in that fire, you will die. Sometimes literally.
Well, I'll leave you with this thought when you talk about being humble. You know, the Bible says, humble yourself under the mighty hand of God, and he will exalt you in due season. So we remember that we humble ourselves, and then he will do the exalting, you know. So your gift will make room for you, as you're seeing right now.
Well, Adrienne, can I ask you a favor before we get
Yeah,
off
yeah,
this
yeah.
thing? Can we pray? You want to pray for us before
Sure.
we get
Yeah.
off this thing, man? I really appreciate that.
Yes. Anything in particular?
Hey, go with the flow.
All right. Well,
You know me.
I'll pray for you,
Yeah,
and
that'd be
for
just fine.
and for us and all of us. So
Yeah,
yeah, Lord,
yes, ma'am.
Lord, we thank you so much for this time together. I thank you for Chocolati, and I thank you, God, for the gift that you've given him, for the platform that you've given him, Lord, for the things that you have taught him throughout his walk, Lord. And I pray, God, that you would continue to draw him close to you. You would continue to open doors before him that no man can close, Lord. I thank you that as he humbles himself, Lord, you exalt him in due season, that the gifts that you place within him would make room for him wherever he goes, Lord. I thank you that he's being spoken of in rooms where he has never even been. And so I just bless him and his wife and his family right now in Jesus' name. I pray, Lord, for every person who is watching or who has watched, God, that we would know you, that we would draw close to you. We thank you, God, for your faithfulness, Lord. Without you, we can do nothing, but with you, all things are possible, God. I just pray that our hearts would be turned, Lord. Those who are dealing with issues and hurts and pains and prejudices, whatever they are, Lord, we ask, God, that you would stir our hearts, transform our hearts, Lord, that we would think, we would love as you love, Lord. And when we are wrong, we thank you for your correction, because your word says that whom the Lord loves, he also chastens. So we receive that. And Lord, we do pray for this league, this WNBA league that Caitlin has brought us into. We pray, God, that each person would encounter you, would know you, Father, and know that it's all about you, not an agenda, not a narrative, but they are precious in your sight, that you love them, that you have a purpose and plan for their lives, Lord. And we thank you, God, for who you are. We just pray your blessings, your healing on those who need healing, and your salvation, Lord, most of all, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Y'all give it up
Amen.
for Adrienne, man. Y'all give it up for her, man. If y'all at the time know you can hear that, y'all give it up for her.
Praise
We're gonna get all
God.
those sounds fixed, man. Yeah, praise God for real. And you did your thing.
We
You
got
did
some
your thing out there.
amens in the house.
Yeah,
God
we got
bless
some
you all.
amens. I really appreciate all of y'all. Hey, Chaka gonna stay on for a minute and talk to y'all up in the chat, man. But I'm a close out with Adrienne, and yeah, I'll be
All right.
back over, guys. So y'all relax, y'all chill.
Thank you so much for having me again.
Hey,
You
no
go ahead and
problem, no
you
problem.
do your thing. Go ahead and do your
Yeah.
thing.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
See you.
See you later.